You clicked on this video because you're sick and tired of being poor, and you're damn right. By the time I turned 22, I was making thousands of dollars a day in profit online. I'm telling you this because 5 years ago, I was exactly where you might be right now. Broke, frustrated, sick and tired of not having control over my own life. I literally had less than a few $100 in the bank, and I was also jobless. If you're tired of being poor, if you're exhausted from living paycheck to paycheck, if you're done watching other people live the life you want while you're stuck in place, this video is for you. I'm not here to make you feel good or to sugarcoat shit. I'll spit out the truth about what it actually takes to break free. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to hear. When you're broke, you don't have real choice. People can dictate what you do, where you go, and how you spend your time. Your boss controls your schedule. It's your daddy. Your landlord controls where you live. The number in your bank account controls what experiences you can have. Money isn't just about luxury cars like Ferraris or designer clothes. It's about control over your life, your schedule, and your decisions. It's about waking up and choosing how you spend your day instead of being told. Financial independence allows you to live life on your own terms, wake up with purpose, and pursue experiences you truly want instead of being trapped by circumstance, survival mode, and other people's agendas. That's what being broke really costs you. It's not just the material things like the cars, the watches, etc. It costs you your freedom. And that's why wanting to get rich isn't shallow or even materialistic. It's about reclaiming control over your own existence. I mean, let's be honest. People who say money won't make you happy are either already rich or they've never truly been broke. They have no idea what it's like. Money doesn't solve every problem, but it solves money problems. And money problems cause stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, relationship issues, and they rob you of the freedom to actually pursue what makes you fulfilled. Financial security gives you options, and options give you freedom, and freedom is what allows you to build a life worth living instead of just surviving, merely existing. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Here's the hardest lesson I had to learn. Waiting for luck or external circumstances to change won't work. Nobody's coming to save you. The key to breaking free from poverty is taking full responsibility for your current situation, even if you didn't cause it, even if the system is rigged, even if you had disadvantages. Taking responsibility for your own results in life is what separates people who succeed and make a ton of money from those who stay stuck and poor forever. Let me tell you a quick story. I grew up in a lower middle class family. All my life, all my childhood, I dreamed of becoming a successful man, getting rich and building a profitable online business. And when I did start a business, I would tell my parents I was working on my business, that they needed to trust me, that I knew what I was doing. But I'll be honest with you, in reality, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I had no one to help me. I wasn't seeing any results because I was doing all the wrong things, making all the wrong mistakes. And because I'd get discouraged, I'd try something for a week, not see immediate payoff, get demotivated, and spend entire days watching movies on streaming sites instead of working harder. I was lying to myself about working hard when I was just actually avoiding discomfort. Things only changed, and I only started making fuck you money when I got serious, when I forced myself to do at least one thing that scared me every single day without exceptions. So for example, I'd do one cold DM, one sales call, one piece of content. I would have one uncomfortable conversation. That kind of commitment, that relentless action, even and especially when I didn't feel like it, that is what separated my breakthrough from my broke years. If you're still broke, you're most likely too comfortable. Let's be honest about something people don't like to admit. Having money allows you to improve your life in tangible ways. You get to have better living conditions. You're not living in a cramped apartment with roommates you hate. You can actually travel and see the world instead of just scrolling through other people's vacation photos. You can invest in courses, coaching, experiences that accelerate your growth in every area of life. You can actually take care of your body and mind without worrying about the cost constantly. Most personal problems are actually easy to solve with financial resources. Not all of them, but most. And achieving financial independence early gives you the ability to provide for yourself, your family, and your future. Money doesn't solve everything, yes, but being poor makes everything more difficult. That's just reality. So don't listen to all the people who say, oh, making more money won't make you happy. Sure, it won't fix certain problems, like losing the people you love because they die, because they're old. However, while you have money and while the people you love are alive, well, you can do a ton of fucking amazing stuff. So there's no excuse not to do what it takes to get rich. There's no nobility in being fucking poor. Here's what gives me hope for you. Unlike previous generations, young people today, or people in general, have access to global opportunities thanks to the internet. I'm talking about social media, online businesses. They allow anyone with skills, creativity, or determination to build wealth from scratch. You don't need any connections. You don't need money to start this. You don't need a boss's permission. I had none of these things when I started. Traditional paths, like university degrees or corporate jobs, are slower and often trap people in debt without guaranteeing freedom. You graduate with $50,000 in loan to get a job that pays 45 grand a year. That's not a path to wealth, it's a trap. The internet is what I call the great equalizer, so use it. Look, as soon as you mention wanting to start a business or stray from the traditional job system even just a little bit, people will doubt you. They'll mock you. That's expected. They'll try to discourage your efforts, especially when your goals are pretty ambitious. When I told people I was building an online business because I didn't want to work like a slave for the rest of my life, they'd laugh. They'd say, get a real job, stop wasting your time, you're being unrealistic. Even people who loved me didn't believe in what I was doing. I lost some people because of that, people I was really close to, people I thought would be proud of me when I would succeed. The difference between success and failure is persistence and self-belief. Because early in your journey, it will feel pretty lonely. Progress won't be slow. You'll question yourself constantly. But maintaining resolve is essential to break free from mediocrity. You have to believe in yourself, even when the evidence doesn't support it yet. Especially when the evidence doesn't support it yet. Here's what's something that most people don't want to hear. Doing what everyone else does leads to average outcomes. If you work 40 hours a week like everyone else, consume content like everyone else, prioritize comfort like everyone else, you'll get the same results as everyone else, which is staying broke and unfulfilled. To achieve true wealth, you must go above and beyond. That often means putting in long hours to build the business first. Not forever, but at least initially, learning new skills that are uncomfortable, sacrificing immediate comfort for long-term freedom. Success is earned through consistent hard work, learning from failures, and staying committed even when results are not immediate. There's no shortcut. There's no hack. There's just relentless execution until something works. Before things get better, they often get worse. That's the part that nobody warns you about. Challenges, failures, and setbacks are part of the journey toward financial independence. And then there's these valleys of despair, periods where you're working your ass off and seeing no results, where you're questioning everything, where quitting seems like the only logical choice. Most people fail there. These valleys of despair, they're testing your resolve, allowing you to refine your skills and get ready for massive long-term success. But most people quit right then and there. The harder you work through these phases, the more rewarding the results will be on the other side. I can promise you that. There's a reason why only 1% of people actually make it. Every successful person has a story about wanting to quit right before their big breakthrough. The difference is they didn't, and that's why they're successful. Complaining about the system or your circumstances doesn't create wealth. I'm not saying the system is fair. It's not. But complaining about it all day is not gonna change the amount in your bank account. If you want to discover how I've made thousands of dollars a day online, I've made a free training that will show you everything step by step. The link will be in the description. And for a limited time, you can also apply to book a free call with me or a member of my team. On that call, we'll see what's blocking you from making more money, and we'll give you a custom step-by-step plan so you can start your business today, even with $0 in startup capital, and get your first customers as quickly as possible. The link is in the description, but be quick because we have very limited spots and they fill up fast. Most people stay broke because they prioritize making excuses over taking fucking action. They say things like the economy is bad, I didn't have the right opportunities, rich people had it easier. Or maybe all of that is true, but it's also irrelevant to your next move. Real financial growth comes from focusing on yourself, your skills, and your ability to deliver value, not from waiting for external changes or handouts, because the system won't save you. The system doesn't give two fucks about you, but you can save yourself. Following the advice of parents, schools, or society will never make you rich. The world has fundamentally changed. Traditional paths like university, high-paying jobs, or slowly climbing corporate ladders, they're slower and often come with massive debt and low rewards. That path worked for previous generations, but the economics have shifted nowadays. Modern opportunities, especially online, require thinking differently, acting differently, and being willing to take calculated risks that make your parents uncomfortable. Your parents' advice, your teacher's advice, often comes from love, but it's often based on a world that doesn't exist anymore. You need to forge your own path. Opportunities are becoming increasingly competitive. Every day, more people are waking up to what's possible online. The longer you wait to start, the harder it becomes to succeed. Success requires obsession, focus, and relentless action. Every day spent hesitating is a day others are building the skills, systems, and networks that will leave you behind. The market is not gonna wait for you to feel ready. Your future self, in fact, is watching your current choices right now. To get rich early, you must prioritize long-term goals over short-term pleasures. That's the trade. Social life, entertainment, and comfort often takes a backseat during the early stages of building wealth. While your friends are out partying, you're working. While they're sleeping in, you're executing. While they're consuming, you're creating. Discipline, sacrifice, and a do-or-die mentality are essential to breaking free from poverty and achieving extraordinary results. Now, this isn't forever, but it is for now. And the temporary sacrifice creates permanent freedom. You can't hope to live like a king in the future if you're not willing to work your ass off like a fucking slave right now. Ultimately, the wealth you build is secondary to the person you become while building it. Discipline, perseverance, resiliency, strategic thinking, these are skills that will serve you for life. The money, cars, or houses are all temporary. That can be taken away in an instant. They depreciate, they lose meaning. You get used to them and then they're not as exciting anymore. But the version of yourself you become through the struggles, that's the most valuable asset you will ever own. That person could rebuild wealth if they lost it. That person can solve problems others can't. That person has earned their confidence through real struggle and real wins. Look, at the end of the day, success isn't about overnight miracles. It's about consistent, deliberate action. If you're sick and tired of being poor, use that frustration as fuel. Take full responsibility. Stop waiting. Stop complaining. Stop consuming endless content without taking action. Pick one skill. Build one offer. Execute one strategy for 6 months without deviation. Do one thing that scares you every single day, because the life you want is on the other side of discomfort. The freedom you crave is on the other side of the sacrifices you have to make to get there. The wealth you dream about is on the other side of massive execution. Look, you're never gonna feel ready. You're never going to have all the answers. You're never going to know exactly what to do. So start anyway, because staying broke isn't a fucking option. Every day you don't act is a day you fall further behind. If you'd like me to personally help you to build a profitable online business and reach financial freedom as quickly as possible, check out the link in the description below. And with that said, I will see you on the other side.